folks in here, like 22 in this one. There's a couple of different advisories for sophomores. So we got a lot of sophomores in virtual school this year. It's great. Good stuff. Glad to see everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll let people get in here. Let our room fill up. Will we start our discussion today? So hope you're having a great week. Hope your classes are going well. Hope all the fun stuff. I know a lot of folks are new to virtual this year, so if this is your first year in virtual, welcome. Glad you joined us. I know there's a lot of people in here that have been virtual already, and you're just back enjoying the benefits of being virtual. So welcome to all the new folks that are joining and figuring out this whole virtual world. We do have several students that have been doing virtual for years, so you can certainly find success in the virtual world with a little self-discipline. Getting your work done. There's not a teacher standing over your shoulder watching you work, so kind of on your own. So welcome to virtual for all the folks that this is a new experience for you. So, and I know we have many people that choose virtual for different reasons. So for whatever reason you ended up in our virtual school this year, welcome. I hope it creates much success for you. So I know there's medical reasons, there's activities. Some people have jobs and want to go virtual so they can work more hours, and all kinds of fun reasons that people choose to join us here in the virtual world. Some of you choose, some of you don't really have a choice. I know my daughter ended up having to go to virtual school because of medical reasons her senior year. And that was never the plan, but didn't really have a choice if she was going to be able to finish the school year and graduate. That's what we had to do. And so all kinds of different situations why people end up here. And a lot of people just choose virtual, which is awesome as well. But if you have problems, especially if you're new and you're not sure about this, get with your teachers. Man, we are in classes on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We're in class just to help. We don't do new lessons on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Mondays and Tuesdays are when our lessons are. That's when we give you all the new instruction for the week, give your assignments. Wednesdays and Thursdays are to help you. You're lost, you're confused, you don't understand something. Your teacher will be in class on Wednesday and Thursday. Pop in that class and say, okay, I'm kind of stuck here. Show me what I'm supposed to be doing. I was in class Monday, but I'm a little confused. Not a problem. And Fridays, we have in-person tutoring. So if you're available on Friday and want to come up, there will be a sign-up place you can come. You can come sit in the rooms. There's several student chairs right out here in my room. All the teachers, we all have a space in our rooms to where you can come up and work. And maybe you just need to get away. There's too much distracting stuff at home. Maybe maybe your parents work at home or something, and I just need somewhere I can go focus. Great. We have lots of rooms up here in the teachers' rooms that have a space for you. You can just sit there and focus, not be distracted by stuff, other people, other things going on. And you can also get help in person that way. You'll say, Mr. Granderson, I need help with this. Okay, here you go. He's right here. Let's get some help. So, welcome again. All right, let's talk about advisory. Today we're going to talk about advisory today. This is this advisory class. Advisory, we don't have graded assignments in here. I don't give you homework and say, okay, have this done by Friday, and I'll have it graded for you next week. Because we don't get a grade for advisory. Advisory, this is where we can just talk about life. We don't talk about English and science and math and all the fun stuff. We talk about life in here. So this is life class is kind of what I think of advisory, as just talking about all of the stuff that matters out there. And some of it may matter to you more than other stuff. We may talk about some stuff this week. You're like, well, that didn't really apply to me, but I kind of listen. That's all right. You don't know if something may apply to you later on when your situation changes. So we're going to talk about life in here and lots of good stuff. I'm kind of excited because I have not had an advisory in like the last 3 or 4 years. I can't remember for sure. Maybe I think it was 4 years I did not have advisory. So this is just getting back into the advisory thing. So I missed all these great conversations the last several years. Some of our conversations will be kind of lighthearted, kind of fun. Some of them may get a little serious to where you're like, Oh, I feel like stepping on my toes this week because this is a problem for me. Well, it's not a bad thing. You need to be able to talk about things in life, and some things in life aren't as fun to talk about as other things in life. But that's all right. We all grow, we all learn. We knew something from getting out there and discussing, and that's something our society is suffering from, is the ability to have a conversation. We have people that just post things, they get mad, they rant, they unfriend people, and all that stuff, just because they don't want to have a conversation about something they disagree about. We've lost that skill somehow over the last 20 years. Used to, if you disagreed with someone, man, you might be able to get together, have a conversation. You may still not agree at the end, but at least you understand what the other person believes, what they believe now, and they understand maybe why you believe what you believe, and we just go our separate ways. And that's not a bad thing. We're not going to agree on everything. If we all agreed on everything, it'd be a weird world because everyone would just be in step doing all the same stuff. So there's lots of things we're going to disagree with. That's okay. Let's have a civil conversation. Let's kind of lay out why we think this or why we think that, and other people that aren't sure either way may make up their mind from hearing discussion. So it's all right. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a fun year. So, all right. Our lesson today, if we can call it a lesson, like I say, we don't have grades, so I don't know that I'm calling anything a lesson. But we're going to talk about why we have advisory. I figure that's a great place to start. Great place to start. So I'm going to put this up on the screen so we can kind of talk through it as we go on why we have advisory. So Bentonville High School advisory, the what and the why of advisory. And guys, if you have any comments or anything, feel free to, raise your hand. You can do it electronically there. You can put something in the chat. You can say, hey, Mr. Brock, I got a question or I got a comment or something along that lines, and I am happy to have your input, right? Have your input. There we go. Put a little happy thing on the screen there. So, all right, let's get into this. What are we learning in advisory? It's not English. It's not science. Not math. We are educating the mind without educating the heart. There's no education at all. Aristotle said. That's what he said. Educating the mind without education. So this is more like education of the heart. We're talking about heart matters sometimes. Some of these things are really going to feel personal at times. And some of these things you may be mad about. Oh, here's what you're saying. And that my situation is this. Well, you may have, undoubtedly, we have many different situations in this class. And none of these lessons are aimed to make anyone mad. But if you're really emotional, upset over something, maybe there's some more thinking to do on this, and maybe let's talk about why this is affecting you so terribly, right? So, but hopefully, this is going to be a lot of good, fun stuff. Okay, this is from the Division of Elementary and Secondary Education. It's from our state government down here. All Arkansas students should graduate with a strong foundation of academic knowledge. That's why you have your English and your math and your science. Experience and proficiencies. To be successful, students also need an equally strong foundation of soft skills, those intangible abilities that help people get along with each other, communicate well, make positive contributions in the workplace and beyond. And a lot of that's being able to discuss different topics that we disagree on. That will get you a long ways in life if you're able to have a conversation with people that don't agree with you, instead of just calling them names and run away, because we have too much of that today in society as well. Let's see, the Arkansas Department of Education's Guide for Life. So this is a guide that the Department of Education has given us. These are skills needed to thrive at home, school, on the job, and in the community. But let me stop and talk about this first off. For some of you that haven't been in advisory before, haven't been necessarily in virtual before, we're kind of like the schools. This is not an hour and a half class, right? Advisory is not going to be until afternoon. It's like 30, 40, 45 minutes at the most. We talk about what we need to talk about, and then we go. It's not a really long class. With advisory, and we'll start this, I think next week is when we start. Advisory is important in the fact that if you start skipping advisory, you will have to take all your final exams. There are final exams you can skip in December. You can't skip English and like algebra one, algebra geometry, algebra two. You can't skip. There's some sciences that you, but there are some classes you take where you don't have to take the final as long as you haven't been absent more than 4 times or tardy. You got all your work turned in. Your grade 75%. You don't have to take the final exam. You can just take your grade and be happy and go to Christmas. If you skip advisory and you have more than 4 absences in here, you can't skip any final. You have to take every final you have, even art appreciation or whatever it is that you don't have to take a final in. You will because you missed advisory. So how do you be present in advisory? There's 2 things. It's not just showing up here in the meet and waving at Mr. Brock. That's part of your attendance. The other part is we do a grade check in here where you open up a form, put your grades for the week. Oh, English, first period, I got a 91. Math, I've got an 88. And you put in your grades and you hit submit. That is part of your attendance in advisory. And we don't do it this week because we just started. We really don't have any grades to put in hardly. It'll be another week or so. I'll let you know when we get there, if it's next week or the week after. But we'll start doing that every week. That is due by noon, which means you can do it before class. Your grades are in there already. You can do it, 9 o'clock in the morning. By the time you get to advisory, you're finished. You don't have to worry about it. You can do it after advisory, or if we got some time in advisory, you can do your grade checks. As long as it's done by noon, you're counted present if you're here and turned in your grade check. Those are the 2 things you got to do to be present in advisory. So don't miss a bunch of advisory classes because you don't have to take all those different finals and all that stuff. And get your grade check done each week. What it all comes down to. All right. Let me get back to this Department of Education thing that they provided for us. So let's see. Here is what they call their guide. And notice how clever it is. This one starts with G. This is U. This is I. Guide. Growth, understanding, interaction, decisions, and empathy. Yeah, these are all great things that we need to add into our academic education. Growth. Manage yourself. You should develop some problem solving skills. Oh my gosh, that is a great thing. If you have problem solving skills, you're going to enjoy life a lot more than if you don't have problem solving skills. People that have these skills, growth, understanding, interactions, these are the people that become bosses at work because they have these extra skills that just everyday Joe worker may not have. So practice mindfulness, persevere. Oh, I love that this is up at the top of our list. This is number 1, persevere. This is so much missing in society today as well. One of the biggest problems we have is we don't know how to persevere. So what does persevere mean? Mr. Brock, you're using this big word, persevere. That means when we come up to a problem, an obstacle, do we go just hide in our room? Oh, that's really hard. I'm going to hide in my room until that goes away. Or do we climb over that obstacle and continue? Do we push past that obstacle and continue? Do we find a way to overcome and get past that? That's persevering. Man, as soon as I come up to something that's hard, do I just quit? Or do I say, okay, this will be harder, but I can get through this. I'll get this done. You persevere. You continue on. You don't let those things limit your life because, oh, that's hard. Because there's a lot of things that's hard in life. And if you bounce off every one of them and go back to your room, you're going to be in your room at 32, still living in mom's basement. Persevere. Understanding. Know yourself. You know yourself better than anyone else does. Increase your self-awareness. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Develop critical thinking skills. I know a lot of things that people struggle with. I know, and teenagers, you're just trying to figure out who you're going to be in life, right? You are getting to that point to where, okay, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not quite an adult, but I'm a lot closer to an adult than I am a kid. And you're trying to figure out who is this person that's me, right? And a lot of that is struggling with, we see things that we don't really like, and we just start feeling like, oh, I'm not as good as those people over there. Man, look at all that they, everyone likes them and all this. I'm not a good person, or I'm not as good as they are, or and we struggle with this self-esteem thing, right? I just don't feel as that good about myself. If we want to admire ourselves, because we have people we admire, if we want to admire ourselves, the way we do that is we do things that we admire. If we see ourselves doing things that we think are admirable, we start to admire ourselves and we think more of ourselves. We do not get self esteem from anyone else. We do not get it from anyone else. No one else can say, every day I can come up and say, you are the best student in virtual school. I can say that every single day. But we have a good way internally. If they come up and tell me, Mr. Brock, you're the best teacher in virtual school, I can sit there, yeah, thank you. But I know what I'm lacking on. I know what I didn't get done yesterday. I know the things where I failed in something, and I'm able to push that away overall. It's nice to hear, but I know that's not true because I know there's this that I didn't do. I know there's that I need to do. So we can dismiss that. It doesn't give me self-esteem. But when I start doing things that are harder and I get things, oh, got that done. Oh, that was on my list. I got that done. That was great. I start doing all these things that I admire and I see good teachers do. I feel like a good teacher, right? Because I'm doing those things that I admire in others. That's how you get self-esteem. So increase your self-awareness. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Develop those critical thinking skills. Do things that you admire and you'll admire yourself, and that builds self-esteem. Interaction, building relationships. Treat others with respect. That's just number one. If we're rude to everyone, our life's going to be miserable. Communicate effectively. What do you need? Learn to think it through and be able to clearly tell people what you need. Seek out and offer help when needed. Hey, maybe I can help somebody with that. I think a lot of the things we go through in life that are really kind of tragic, and we see, man, that was a really hard time in my life, prepare us for other people going through those things now. Hey, man, I've been right where you're at. I understand. That is not easy. Here, let me tell you how I got through it. Let me help you. Let me give you some advice because I have been right there. Seek out and offer help. Decisions, the fourth one there, make responsible choices. Consider your personal beliefs and your safety in the situation. Make decisions based on what personally you believe is the right thing to do, not just what everyone else is doing, but what you think is the right thing to do. Think through the potential consequences. Oh, that would help a lot of us. A lot of times we do things without really thinking, oh, so if I do that, what's going to happen? What are the consequences that tomorrow or next week or next month or next? Put your best self forward, right? Don't say, oh, they're not going to like me anyway, so I'm just going to act like a butt here. Put your best self forward. Give a chance for people to like you with what you show. Empathy. Be aware of others. This is big. See other perspectives. That's what I'm talking about. Have conversations with people who don't agree with us because we don't have empathy. I don't care what you believe that. That's stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Or, hey, why do you think that? I can see this. Why in the world would you not agree with me? And then listen. Oh, okay. Well, I kind of see where you're coming from there because a lot of times it's something in their history that's brought them to whatever disagreement they have. They don't agree with you because it's like, okay, I can see if I went through that, I might agree with you. I kind of understand. Value the feelings of others, right? Feelings are important. We don't want to use our feelings to make decisions all the time. We want to use our brains. We want to think through things and make good decisions based on what we think. But that doesn't mean our feelings don't mean anything. Our feelings are very important and they do affect us. And we make a lot of decisions based on our feelings. And sometimes that's okay. But make sure your brain is making the decisions and being aware of how that's going to affect the feelings of people and that's going to affect the feelings of yourself. Appreciate diversity. Oh my goodness. If we all thought exactly the same, life would be really boring. If we all agreed on every subject, we'd get really tired of that in a hurry. We wouldn't have a lot of new stuff either because people that think differently see different problems than we see and they create solutions different ways. It's great that we're not all the same. It's fabulous. we had a whole room full of Hawaiian shirts, I would just really feel awkward. Okay, no, I'm just kidding about that. But no, I appreciate the diversity. Everyone brings something different. You have a different background. You have different experiences that you are bringing to our advisory class. And when we have discussions, you're going to have something in your past that makes you see an issue differently than I see it because of the things that happened in my past. And that's going to strengthen the whole conversation for all of us. Good stuff. Appreciate the diversity. Let's see, there's a whole bunch of information in here they gave us. This is the growth part. And I'll put these slides in our Google Classroom. You look at them. I'm not going to read all of this because I've got 5 screens of this. This is the growth part. I can demonstrate control of my behavior in multiple settings. I can advocate for the rights of myself and others. I can apply effective listening skills in a variety of settings. I can demonstrate a high level of work ethic and commitment. I'm just jumping around the screen there. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. But these are things that we're kind of looking at in the growth area. What are things that hopefully you can latch on to, and at the end of your high school years, look back and see that you accomplished these things. I can demonstrate flexibility in thinking or actions, which means I can ask for suggestions of something different that I didn't think of. I can adapt to unexpected changes, those type of things. On the next one, past the growth, understanding the you. Here's different things that I can analyze and use resources for problem solving. I can explore possible career and volunteer opportunities based on identified strengths and interests, right? I figured out what I'm interested in. I figured out what my strengths are. Where can I use that in a career or a volunteer opportunity? I can demonstrate responsible social media use. Man, some of us still need to work on that. Maybe Mr. Brock included. No, I'm a lot better than I used to be. I don't spend all the time in there I used to. I can advocate for my own needs related to my identified strengths and areas for growth. Oh, I need to grow in this area. Let me see if I can get some help there. Lots of understanding things. Let's look at the I, interaction. In high school, I can identify how all parties in conflict might get their needs met. Can I find a win-win solution for this issue that we don't agree on? Maybe we can. Maybe there's a win-win. I can identify consequences of safe and risky behaviors. Oh, that's a life skill right there. Man, if I do this, that's going to be safe. It's going to cause less risk, less problems. If I do this, I may end up with more issues and things that I got to deal with, maybe problems. I can present myself professionally, exhibit proper etiquette for the setting, whether it's a class setting, whether it's a work setting, whether it's a social setting. How do I need to adapt for that and present myself professionally? Great. I can listen to and acknowledge another's perspective and rationale. Like I said, we can have discussions, and as long as I understand your perspective and your rationale, that's good. That doesn't mean I have to agree with you, because I have a different perspective. I have a different rationale. But as long as I can understand why you think what you think, that's okay. All right. Let's look at the D, the decisions. I can assess lessons learned from experiences and mistakes. Hey, we learn something from failure. We learn something from making mistakes. We probably learn more from that than doing things right a lot of times. I can remember mistakes I've made more than I can remember things I did correctly. We can implement the chosen solution. We can identify the desired outcome to the problem and analyze if it's attainable. This is what I'd really like to happen. Is it possible? If it is possible, what steps do I need to take to get there? Oh, that's life right there. What's my life goal? Next summer, I want to take my wife to Hawaii for our 40th anniversary. That's a real goal. That's what I'm trying to do. So already right now, I'm getting with travel agents. I'm getting quotes. I'm figuring out how much money is it going to take so I can work on having that much money by next summer. Identify the desired outcome, analyze, is it attainable? Because Hawaii ain't cheap. I don't know, thousands and thousands of dollars. E, empathy. Boy, I need to spend a couple of weeks with this myself. It's hard to maintain empathy. Number 1, I can evaluate opposing points of view. That's where I struggle sometimes with social media. I just want to post, idiot. If I just posted that 50 times, I might feel good, but that's not showing empathy, and that's not trying to understand why this person is posting something that just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not showing any empathy when I just post idiot 50 times. Right. Number two, analyze the factors that influence different perspectives of an issue. Again, you have a life history that explains why you see differently on this issue than I do, because my life history was different. And now we get to the same place from different sides. And it really helps if I can analyze those factors and understand why you think that and I think this. Maybe there's even things we agree on, that we came from a different path and ended up in the same place. And it's like, oh, that's really cool how you got here compared to how I got there. So recognize and respond to social cues in a manner that contributes to lifelong success. Advocate for the rights of others as well as for myself. A lot of times it's easy to stick up for ourselves, but do I stick up for other people who I see are not being treated fairly in a situation? Or do I'm like, whew, man, that's glad it's not me. I'm going to stick over and stay out of it. Oh, we like that. We like just sitting back and watching. But maybe we should speak up. Hey, that's not right. You shouldn't be treating them that way. You shouldn't be doing that. That's not right. Yeah, I know it's got nothing to do with me, but still, it's not right. So I'm pointing it out. All right, good stuff. Why do we have advisory lessons? I know you probably asked why you have English lessons. Okay, that's a little easier to explain. Why do we have this? Because if your emotional abilities aren't in hand, you don't have self-awareness. If you're not able to manage your distressing emotions, oh my goodness, managing our distressing emotions. Fear is a distressing emotion. Anger is a distressing emotion. Disappointment is a distressing emotion. All these emotions that can control us if we're not careful. If you're not able to manage your distressing emotions, if you can't have empathy and have effective relationships, then no matter how smart you are, you're not going to get very far. That is very, very good quote. I may have to make a poster of that or something. That's a really good one. I've known some really, really smart people that have a hard time just relating to others, relationships, empathy, self-awareness. And their life is not very wonderful because, in life, the better we get along with those around us, the better we can relate to others, the less distressing our life will be. If everything feels like a battle with everyone we encounter all day long, we're just exhausted at the end of the day and we don't feel like we had any fun at all. But if you can get a lot of good emotional abilities in hand and learn to deal with other people and be empathetic, life gets pretty good. And here's why we have them: because you are the heart of our school. The students really are the school, are what makes the school great. What makes a great school year is a great group of students. Students that are emotionally under control, mentally under control, the whole thing. And every once in a while, you get a really special group of students. I know when I graduated high school, back at our 10th reunion, 25th reunion, we had teachers come to those reunions and said, this was a really special class. So I wanted to come see how you guys are as adults. Because my class happened to be one of those classes that really bonded well. We had an empathy. We had good relationships and communication. It was a very strong class as a whole. And teachers noticed it. It really made the school special those years that we were in high school. And they acknowledged that and came back years later to talk to us about it. You are the heart of the school. You guys make the school great year. You make the school be an average year. All right. So that's what we're talking about. Advisory is where we teach life skills, support academic success, prepare students for their future, all while improving the school culture. Man, the better every advisory class is, the better the school is, the better the whole culture. It's the heartbeat of a school that truly knows and supports every child. All right, so advisory programs immediately improve mental health, social skills, and academic achievement, and continue to benefit students and adults for years to come. Like I say, I missed not having this the last 4 years. School just felt more like school. Hopefully, advisory makes it doesn't feel so much like school, more like a little bit of a private club or a party or something different than just school. So, how are Bentonville schools incorporating student success skills education? The course catalog says the Arkansas Guide for Life clarifies the state standards for every grade level. Advisory is our forum for teaching these standards, the Guide for Life, all the stuff we just talked about in those other slides, as well as college and career transition skills. Research indicates advisory programs improve attendance, improves grades, reduces disciplinary problems, increases student achievement. Advisory programs improve all the faculty and students, ensuring that each student is known well by at least one adult. Because you guys, you will see me all. Some of you guys have me for math. Some of you guys don't have me at all. Sometimes this might be the first time you've met Mr. Brock. That's all right. That's great. I want to get to know you guys. I want to know the problems you're having. Well, I want to look at your grades each week. And if you got questions and you have a problem with a teacher, I'm here to help get you connected with that teacher, and let's see what's going on so we can get you caught up. So we will support you in every way we can. Advisory is not like feel good activities or therapy. We're not going to call you out and do therapy here. Why are you feeling like that? Why are you depressed? Let's all talk about why you're depressed. Why is Mr. Brock depressed? No. We're not here to embarrass you. Not something just to make you feel good, but we want, this is not a study hall. This is not a free period. This is where we want to talk about life skills. It's not teachers trying to be your parent. I'm not trying to be, this is, Mr. Brock's my dad. No. I'm not trying to be your dad. I can be a mentor. If you need advice on things, I am happy to give you the best advice I know how to give. But I'm not trying to be your parent. And I'm not going to be taken away from the other classes. We have our special designated advisory time right now. I'm not calling special meetings or anything. I'm not trying to take away from anything else you're doing. Advisory is meant so every student has at least one place where they always feel safe, connected, and competent. Right? This is a safe space. We can talk about problems in here. We can talk about our opinions in here, and I will not tolerate any criticizing anyone else's opinion in here. Maybe mine. I might let you criticize my opinion, as long as you got a good reason on why my opinion is that bad. No, we all have different opinions here. We have 20 different people in here with 20 different experiences and backgrounds and 20 different thoughts on subjects. And that's what we're here to kind of explore and get through. So click here to return to welcome slides. No, I'm not going back to one. All right, I'm stopping that right there. All right, so we understand why we're here, right? Why we're good. We're here to talk about life. We'll have all kinds of interesting stuff to talk about. Some of it's kind of cool, some of it's kind of serious, whatever it is. Here's the advice I give advisory, and like I say, I've missed not having this the last 4 years. We're going to talk about something here, and you've got all your other stuff to do, but high school is going to be whatever you make it to be, and I know that's easy to say, and people are like, yeah. Here's what I'm getting at. If you just go to classes and check into your meets, do your work, and that's it, and then you log off and you just go about your day, school is not going to be fun. And school is going to feel like work. Well, Phil, it's just a bunch of homework. That's all school is. Get involved in something. There are, some of you may play sports. Some of you may be in music, and there are opportunities you can get involved in other things at school other than just English class, science class, math class. If all you do is English class, math class, science class, then you're going to not enjoy school, and you're not going to be here at all. If you get involved in other things, look at some of the Ignite programs for next year. Man, what are you interested in? You want to learn how to be a chef? Not just make cereal. I'm talking about being a chef. We got some great programs to do that. You want to learn how to fix cars. You want to learn that. There are so many different things that you can explore, things you're interested in. Are you a real good tennis player? You want to be on the tennis team? You can be on the sports team and be virtual. If you're at West, you want to bowl? The bowling coach, I happen to know him really well. He wears Hawaiian shirts all the time. Tryouts are in October. No, get involved in something. That's why I told my kids that when they started high school. I've always say, get involved in something. Find something that interests you and find a way to get involved in that. Because that makes us look forward to school a little bit more, because it's not just, oh, what do I have to read today? Oh, I need to write this paper. Nobody gets big thrill of that. I don't know. Maybe the English teachers enjoy writing papers. I don't know. I don't enjoy writing papers. So don't make it just about school. Don't make school just school. Put something in there that you enjoy, that makes you excited about getting up each day. That's all I can tell you right there, guys. That's the best advice I can give you. Is anything in life, find something in that part of it you enjoy and make sure you incorporate that with there. So that's all I got to say about that. We've been here enough time today. We've covered all of this great stuff. I will see you guys next Tuesday. No grade check this week. We haven't started that yet. If you got problems, email me. You can hang around here at the end of the advisory and say, hey, I got questions about it. If you have questions about something on your schedule, I can investigate that for you. Probably don't know the answer immediately because I haven't looked at your schedules. But I am happy to help in any way, any questions you got in virtual school, anything you're struggling with. Email me, stay after class. Email me and ask if you can meet on a meet sometime if you need to. I'm here for you guys. Let's have some fun. Let's have a great year. Let's find things we're interested in, make the school fun. And we'll see you next Tuesday, if not before.